Well, all right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube. Pastor Dowell here. So, hey, I got a prediction. Trump cabinet. So he's got a little time until he puts his cabinet together. And he said that he's learned a lot from the first presidency, and he is not going to make the same mistakes again. And what were some of those mistakes? Well, number one, some of those mistakes is by starting off by choosing Mike Pence as his running mate. When he says that he's not going to make the same mistakes again, that means he's not going to put established people who have been in government for a long period of time or who don't run on conservative values and conservative ways. He's going to have I think this cabinet is going to look quite different. And including, you've had generals in the military and stuff. He's probably going to vet them pretty good because you can't go on this thing where you got people that are liberals and then on a conservative cabinet or either trying to hide their views and then turn out to be liberals. And, like I said, I've been saying it a lot lately, and it seems to bode well, and it seems to be the truth, that when you really truly look at religion and politics, they're pretty damn close. I'm just saying religion and politics. I'm not talking about people who have the spirit of truth, because I'm a man of truth. I believe in truth. I don't care what my personal opinion is about anything. Now, when people ask me certain pressing questions, I would ask them, do you want my opinion or do you want the truth? And my opinion and truth is it never conflicts with the truth. Now, or I will say, do you want what people's preferences are or do you want the truth? Now, I care about the truth. Now, with that said, the truth is you're going to see people who've done crossed over like Kennedy, Tulsi Gabbard, and you're going to watch. I wouldn't even doubt if Megyn Kelly is not even on the staff some way, somehow. You're not going to look at these lifelong politicians that's going to be there, that's trying to do the moving and shaking and stuff. This is going to be totally different. As a matter of fact, I'm also going to predict that he's probably going to include both of his sons on his cabinet, too. I would like to know who's going to be the defense secretary. I also would like to know who they're going to nominate as the Senate majority leader in the House. It's probably going to still be the same one, but I'd like to see it. The Senate majority leader in the Senate, excuse me. But this is going to be very interesting. I think we're going to see a cabinet, if I am trying to do this political thing, this politic thing, of the people, for the people, and by the people who speak like the people. I also think I still got a personal issue with this electoral college thing, and reason being because if you look at the map, Kamala Harris basically won all the West Coast. It's all liberal. Had a spot with Illinois and a spot with Minnesota that she won. And then, of course, all of the upper East Coast, she pretty much gained almost all of that. New York, New Jersey, Vermont, and stuff like that. But when you start to look at from the West Coast to the East Coast, start at California, at the edge of California, work your way all the way over to North Carolina, you see nothing but a sea of red. Nothing but a sea of red. And there's a hell of a lot more states and a whole lot more population over here on this side. But to give California 54 or 56 electoral votes, man, that's just too dang much. Because you know that the whole state is liberal. And like I said it before, I'm going to say it now. I can't wait to see if all these movie stars, these celebrities who say they're going to flee and leave the country, we need to make a list to see if they're going to keep their word and do it. That would be interesting. That means the country would be that much less of liberal people in their comprehension and understanding their perspective and viewpoints. And I'm going to say it again, and I've been driving this home lately. You got to watch people when they give answers. You need to be extremely discerning and careful where they derive truth from. Because we're supposed to be men and women of truth. Because it tells you a lot about the thinking process. And you need to really, truly try to comprehend, because whether we like it or not, we are influenced by what we believe concerning faith. We are influenced by what we believe concerning politics, whether people like it or not. We're influenced by environment. We're influenced by a lot of things, but we still have to wade through the muck and the mire and come to a place to where we can actually really, truly come square with and reckon ourselves with truth. Truth, according to John 8:32, it only sets free. The lie is what binds. And when Jesus was here on this earth, Yeshua, he said, I am the way, the truth, and the life, and no man can come unto the Father but by me. So truth is extremely important. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. I can go on all day long quoting scriptures on truth within itself. We got to ask ourselves, are we really truly a truthful and honest people? And we're really truly a truthful and honest people. We don't want these old heads. There's been lifelong politicians keeping up the same policies while the American people are being impoverished. They're enriching themselves and getting richer and getting fatter by big corporations. I'm still hoping and praying that the next presidential election is not ran by mainstream news media. And I hope that a lot of people pick up on what I'm saying. I hope that is ran like by platforms such as Joe Rogan and other platforms, including the Hodge twins or other people out there. You can pick some social media platforms that I think are a hell of a lot more effective, like Paul Bet David and all them. I mean, I think it's better for people to get interviewed on platforms like that, to where millions and millions of people are going to be tuned in, because we see that the spin is in, especially to corporate fascism, especially on the liberal side. Because, I mean, you see how they softball some candidates, and other candidates, man, they won't give them a lick of rest. No, I mean, it's just sad. The bias, the media bias, you can tell that they're being handled by their handlers. You can tell, hey, it's pretty much the same way, though. Is that the way we become in this world? If it's something we don't like and all of a sudden we can't live? Let me tell you something. I got people all the time I disagree with. And then the first thing I try to do is find out, where's this source of disagreement? Where does it derive from? It's like when I was in a debate some time ago with this theologian. I was like, man, if he was a theologian, he'd go back and give that degree back. But anyway, I was in a debate with a theologian some time ago in Green Bay, Wisconsin. And I kept backing up everything I said with sources, reliable sources. He kept trying to, I guess his backup was whatever he said in his own opinion. Nobody come to hear your opinion. I would challenge that narrative. I would challenge those statements, and I would do it extremely harsh. And he would dodge around it, go around it, and including the people that were just as blind as a day is long. They were just so steeped in lies and fairy tales that if truth hit them in the face, they wouldn't even know it's square. So I try to get where he's deriving his truth from. And of course, none of it was from reliable sources, and none of it was from the scriptures, because it was a biblical debate. And you know what? These people so love lies that it didn't move them 1 inch. That is sad. I'm going to ask you something. Man should not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceed forth out of the mouth of Yah. What do you live by?